let's get some prize picks in today, guys. Last night was a close one, man. We got the 4x here, so 5 into 20 or whatever your unit is. Could have been that 38x. So you see this would have paid $190 on a $5 unit, but Nasrid absolutely did nothing yesterday. I believe at the half he had 0 points, ended up finishing with 8 points. Everything else cashed super easily. Micic cleared his line, Bridges cleared his line, and then Harden and Zubac went off over here. 15 assists for Harden, and then Zubac clearing that fantasy score. I knew that matchup was very easy versus the Jazz. It's just that Nasrid, and honestly the whole Timberwolves team, they scored 87 points as a unit. I'm pretty sure every single Timberwolves player in the starting lineup went under. Even Edwards, Conley, and Jaden McDaniels, I think they all went under their props, so they just were not scoring against Phoenix last night. That game went under 200 points. I believe it was a 190 in the end. So obviously it was not a good look for that Timberwolves team. Very, very slow-paced matchup. That being said, we still got the 4x, so we still quadrupled our money, but it would have been nice to get that 38x. This would have covered like 30 videos straight of picks, just hitting this one. Anyways, we'll get onto the board for today. I know it's a very late video, but I figured it's better to get one out rather than not. So let's start with the Denver game here. We want to be taking Michael Porter Jr. on his over 18.5 points, and we're going to be stacking this. Of course, we want to stack this with an assist prop on the Denver team, and you can see Jokic here set at 9. Now, the problem with Jokic at 9 is I'm not really liking it. I don't like the push potential on 9 assists. If I was at 8.5, I would take it. Gordon is also an option, but he does have juice towards the under. He's actually a positive expected value play on the under 4.5 assists. So this is a good prop on its own. Obviously, we're not going to take this because we know the under is more likely. So if I don't like Jokic assists and I don't like Gordon assists, I'm going to go with Jokic rebounds assists. So the more rebounds the Denver team is getting, the more possession they're going to have and more opportunities for him to even get more assists. And obviously, Jokic gets a ton of defensive rebounds, so we want him to get those and push it up the court all the way up to MPJ, who's going to be shooting those threes as always. And if we look at MPJ's assisted points, 84.4% of his field goals made are assisted. And that's just an incredible number because that means when MPJ is hitting his points props, imagine if he goes even more than 19, gets like 25 points tonight, then Jokic is definitely going to be getting a lot of those assists, filling up his assist prop. The only two main assisters on that starting lineup are going to be Jokic and Gordon, to be honest. And Jokic is that main facilitator for MPJ. And the reason I like MPJ over like KCP or something like that, if you go and check this Denver lineup, look at Michael Porter Jr.'s line on the sportsbook. He's actually set at 19.5 with a little bit of juice towards the under. On PrizePicks, we're actually getting him at 18.5. So we're getting a full point extra. Of course, that is crucial. At 16 points, he hits a 3. We cash. On a sportsbook at 16 points and he hits a 3, we would not cash the over. So that extra point is definitely in our favor. I was about to say Jokic is set at 8.5 on the sportsbooks, which is why I don't like him at 9 on PrizePicks. But second looking at this, he's actually set at 9.5 on the sportsbooks. I think I misread. He's 9.5 on 2 sportsbooks here with juice towards the under, of course. But it's 9 is still good because we're getting a half point of protection on these sportsbooks. So forget about what I said on the RA. We definitely want to go with the assist because assist is more correlated with MPJ points. The RA is still good. I don't mind it. But I'm definitely going to go with the 9 assists because on second look, it's better than I thought it was initially. So I'm going to go with this as the stack. Top it all off, we have still 2 more things that go for this specific play, especially on MPJ, because if we look at the NBA lineups, Jamal Murray is still questionable. Game time decision here. I'm not sure if he's going to play. He hasn't been playing recently, so that's obviously going to help MPJ's line. If Jamal Murray is in, I think it does hinder that specific line, of course, because there's going to be way more usage for Murray. And taking away points from MPJ, but I don't think he's going to play. On top of that, if we go and check the defensive matchup versus the Hawks, we see that the Hawks let in quite a bit of points here. They're the 4th easiest matchup in the league just in terms of total points. And if we check position by position, their worst position to defend is actually the shooting guard. But we have Michael Porter Jr. here at the small forward, which is the 2nd easiest matchup in the league. We could even check power forwards where they're a bit lower here, all the way down here. And versus centers, they're even lower all the way down here. So we definitely have a good matchup on Michael Porter Jr. here. So that is going to be the first 2 picks. Now the next 2 picks are going to be coming from this matchup right here. -14 spread towards the 76ers. Embiid is back here. It's going to be an absolute blowout. And the total is only at 212, which is quite low. So we're actually going to go with 2 unders from this game. Not an Embiid, but we're going to go on Kelly Oubre's under 17.5 points. Normally, Embiid is kind of that player doing the blowing out of these other teams. And some other players step back. We're expecting Kelly Oubre Jr. to step back tonight. So we can go and check these player props here and check the points prop. Embiid has juice towards the over. Maxey has juice towards the over. And then Oubre down here has juice towards the under. Now, normally I would go ahead and take Embiid. If I'm expecting Kelly Oubre to go under, it's more likely that another player on the team is going to be going over, getting most points. And obviously that would be Embiid in this case. But if we check Embiid's prop on PrizePicks, he's actually set at 28.5. So we're losing a point compared to the sportsbooks. It's not a good play at 28.5. But another play that could be good is Tyrese Maxey on his over 24.5 points. You could see there's juice towards the over on the sportsbooks. and we're getting that fair line on PrizePicks. Initially, I was going to go with Scottie Pippen Jr.'s under points, rebound, assists, going for a sort of blowout script in this game, but apparently he's not on the board anymore, so we're going to go with that Maxey lineup thing I was going for. So Maxey on the over points, Oubre on the under points. There was association. Obviously with Embiid back, it's a bit different, but normally without Embiid, when Maxey or Tobias Harris was popping off, Kelly Oubre was kind of stepping back and going under his points prop while the other guy is going over, and vice versa. When Kelly Oubre was going over, Maxey was going under. So we're going to go with this specific pairing for tonight. Oubre on his under points with Maxey on his over points. I could actually see Kelly Oubre up here on the OddsJuice dashboard. Scottie Pippen was also there, but he got taken off. Minus 128, 56.14% chance that Kelly Oubre goes under his 17.5 points. So that's a positive expected value play right there. This dashboard basically consolidates all the best lines on PrizePicks with everything built into it. So all the past 5 games, past 10 games, the matchups, whatever you could think of, injury news, all that is priced into this line right here. And it gives you this projected win percentage. And over time, these picks always hit at about a 55, 56% rate. So Kelly Oubre is that best pick right there on the under 17.5 points. And since these lines already have their research baked into them, I'm just going to go with these last 2 picks that I see right here. Bogdan Bogdanovic on the under 16.5 points. You could see 54.34% likeness that he goes under his 16.5 points. So you definitely want to be on his under rather than his over. And then lastly, we got Watford on his under 18.5 PRA as the last pick. Zero research and explanation on these picks. I just know their positive expected value. This dashboard basically pumps out the best picks. So we could go under on both of these without getting too deep into it. That is going to be the full 6-man for tonight.